Alright, it's been a couple of days. I'm going to start on the rear end. I'm going to pull the whole rear end out of the car, but I've already started. I got the brake caliper off and the rear shock bolt off. I got to get the upper and lower control arm bolts out, the springs out. Alright, so I got the rear end out of the car. I have to remove the upper bushings out of the rear end housing, but I'll show you here. Got the whole rear end out. The old control arm's still in. I'll remove those here in a little while. Alright, here's the rear end. It's sitting in my driveway. I'm about to attempt to remove these bushings and the sleeves. And they make a little tool for it, but I don't have it. I'm going to drill them out and see if I can get them out. So there's some videos showing it's pretty easy, but I seriously doubt it works like that. And this thing is dirty as hell. I got my thumb, but it's out. Alright, so I got both bushings out of the housing. I'll show you here. Both bushings are out, and this is kind of what they look like when they come out. You squish them and then just hit them out with a hammer, and it came out pretty good. A little sacrifice to my thumb, but it came out. I'm going to clean them up and I'll start installing the upper control arm stuff. Alright, so we're going to install some of this stuff. Show you how to do it. So you have to put these little spacers into the, on both sides. They're already in. Alright, so I switched around to the other side so you can see these downward brackets go on. So on the upper control arm, you got these little spacers that have to go in. One spacer on that side, one spacer on this side. Let's line it all up. You got the same thing on the other side. Spacer, bolt, spacer, control arm, spacer again. Lock washer and nut. And you gotta tighten everything up. Alright, so this is what it's gonna look like when they're all on. But they do give you a tightening sequence. So you have to tighten these little bolts down here first. Then you tighten the OEM bushings. Then you tighten the relocated ones. Then you can tighten these 3 small bolts, and they don't give you any torque specs. But I'm gonna get this all tightened up real fast. Alright, so I got all the hardware tightened up. The control arms are in there. It gives you a length in the directions to start off with. It's like 7 1/4 is what you're supposed to adjust the upper control arms to. You'll have to check everything. Check pinion angle and stuff after you get it all in the car. But there's the lower control arms. The uppers on it looks pretty good. But we're kind of at a stopping point. I can't go any further. I'm waiting on torque box reinforcements to come in. When they get in, I'm gonna weld those in, weld the anti-roll bar in, and then I'll put the axle back in. But we're playing the waiting game. So thanks for watching, but there'll be an updated video pretty soon when all this stuff starts coming in.